Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Musayome Saleh, and it's been a minute. Alera and Mary. Hello, Liz.
Hi.
What's happening? Is it Nigeria that's happening to you?
Then the rain just kind of made it just...
I can imagine.
I just want to be sleeping right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a good night rest anyway, so I'm looking forward to that.
At least thank God that there's now lights. NEPA has given us lights.
I'm there.
So now we can sleep well. And now the weather is cool. But I'm tired. It just feels like we're working every day, every year, and we haven't rested. That's how I feel. I need some time off.
Time off is expensive.
My sister, that's actually the issue.
So it's not like really I don't want a time off, but when I think of what that money for time off can do.
I can just be at home.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about
work. Actually, it doesn't
have
to be expensive.
I just want to exist, eat, sleep.
Okay, that works. That works.
Yeah.
Mercy, Mary, how have you been?
Fine. I'm alright.
How's work? How's the luxury life?
Work is work. The luxury life is moving. We're pushing the ministry.
Interesting.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good. Tired, but good. Every day I've chosen that it is one day at a time.
Yeah.
I know they do pass myself.
Yep.
Just one day at a time. All right, so today we're having a conversation around the minimum wage, and we're asking how feasible is 105,000 naira as minimum wage, and how sustainable is it? Another thing again, is that enough? Just to add that to the question. All right, so here's what we found as today's quote. It says, nobody should work full-time and still live in poverty. It's time to raise the minimum wage. This was from Elizabeth Warren. What do you think? What do you think? Or ye workers?
Even if they raise the minimum wage, I'm sorry, but
that's what I'm saying.
There would still be poor people and there would still be rich people. And regardless, raising the minimum wage, if everything is still very much expensive, I mean, it makes no difference. Yeah. It makes no difference at all.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So as Nigeria grapples with rising inflation and a depreciating currency, the debate over fair compensation for workers has taken center stage, and the Nigerian Labour Congress recently proposed a substantial increase in the national minimum wage, advocating for a raise from 30,000 naira to 105,000 naira. This proposal is more than a number. It represents a lifeline for workers struggling to keep pace with the cost of living. So tonight, we are asking, right, we want to discuss the topic 105,000 naira minimum wage. We're asking, is it feasible? I want to add, is it enough, and is it sustainable? And when we open our phone lines, we'll really love to hear your thoughts on this. But first, let's quickly run off on a break. When we come back from that break, we want to see what we found in today's news.
I think assessment will be more centralized. So what it means is the fact that people study because of assessment, right? People study so that they can pass their WAEC and jump and get into school. So what will happen is the fact that the exams like IGCSE, WAEC, and all these examinations will find common ground and become more centralized, because students now are not studying only from their own country. They are studying from other countries as well, having access to content from other countries. So I think education will become more centralized with technology. I think education will be more accessible, more cheaper, and be more flexible, so that children in marginalized communities will be able to have access to education because they can now work and then go to school at the same time. They are not locked within the four walls of the classroom because of the flexibility that technology offers. I think that there's just a whole lot of good that can happen as a result of education technology. A lot of people don't want to accept that technology is here and technology is here to stay. A lot of people still want to live in their bubble and just like be shielded by that bubble, think that things are just normal and things are going the same way. But every day technology gains penetration, and is what we have seen. So I think there's a big resistance to change that we are facing. We have educators that you ask them, come and learn how to use digital tools. And they tell you, if I learn it, what will happen? Will my salary increase? You know, you have schools, you go to schools, okay, we have those training programs for your educators to be able to build their skills, right? And be able to improve learning outcomes in their classrooms as a result of that. And they're like, what will happen if I do that? Would that, increase my bottom line? Will I charge my parents more because I'm doing teacher training, right? So there's a whole lot of, resistance to change, and not just even to the teachers and the schools alone. We're also seeing on the part of the parents as well. We have, of course, we have a lot of parents who are very open to technology. They want their kids to start learning coding from age 7 or age 6. They want their children to be involved in STEM classes. But we also have a lot of parents who, the only stories of technology they know are the stories of the harmful part of technology, cyber crime, cyber theft, cyber bullying, and all of this. So that's what they know about technology.
Efficiency in terms of electricity distribution. People should be able to see this power being generated. When you see that power is generated, you wouldn't really complain in payments. However, the hike in price was quite sudden. Yeah, the next clarifications that it only affects about 1.9 million Nigerians, that about 10 million more are still under subsidy. And it begs the question, are they not Nigerians? The so-called 1.9, are they not entitled to some form of subsidy? This should happen in phases, not outright like 200% increase. That is so, will I say, uncalled for. And looking at the fact that subsidy has been removed on petroleum products like a year ago, bringing about this one now makes it difficult for everybody at the same time.
To stay with us now, National Hunger Awareness Day, observed annually in the United States to raise awareness about the issues of hunger and food security, has significant parallels with the situation in Nigeria. In Nigeria, a country rich in natural resources, hunger remains a critical issue due to the factors such as poverty, conflict, and climate change. Despite agricultural potential, many Nigerians face food insecurity, with millions struggling to access sufficient, safe, and nutritious food. National Hunger Awareness Day highlights the urgent need for coordinated efforts, both globally and locally, to combat hunger, advocating for policies and initiatives that ensure food security and improve the livelihoods of those affected in countries like Nigeria. This cannot be overemphasized. When you go on the streets and you see young people, no.
It's a lot. I remember back in the day, if you're in traffic, you know how then they were light-skinned. I think they used to call them Bororo at the time. That in traffic, those guys are beg for money. But now, when you see them, they're all black.
Yeah, there used to be people from
Niger.
Niger.
Yes, and they were light-skinned. So
with
now,
their curly hair.
And then now, when you see, there's just so many young, children, kids, toddlers on the road. And you see one tiny girl that's probably 11 carrying another small. I'm like, anyway, this conversation today is, I'm glad we're talking about it, because there's just a lot of angles that is going to be affecting a lot more people. And the conversation is also amplifying the situation of the country. Because with the minimum wage that has been, with the new, suggested minimum wage that has been announced or that is being emphasized on, will it even help? Everything is now expensive. So how does this even improve the economy in any way, improve the people? If you're even going to do it, what is the necessary thing that is supposed to be done?
Absolutely. Okay, so Mercy, I've been talking to Mercy all day. Mary, what did you find for us in the news?
Okay, so Two-Face and Anidibia's daughter Isabella tearfully opens up on her struggles with body dysmorphia. So she has posted a few screenshots saying that, she compares herself to other girls, and she feels fat. Her brain, translates her body image as fat, and it's clearly affecting her. I mean, that's sad, because I think this is something that a lot of young people these
How
days
old is she?
face. She's, they didn't mention her age, but she looks 18 or less than.
Is she up to 18?
I don't think so. So that's why I said less than.
I'm asking how
Yeah,
old she
why?
is. Right, so there's every tendency for people that are born into celebrity homes, right, to get very, very early exposure into social media. Because I feel like some things, come on.
I don't want to think.
I don't
it's
even
social
think.
No,
I don't
wait,
think it's social
no,
media.
it is. That's why she went on social media to be crying. It is no. Okay, so where would the people troll her, Beck, if they're trolling her? And the issues that she's having, where she's doing all the comparison, looking at all the people, it's not going to be just only from her her classmate, Alero. But let me explain something to you. Did you ever watch Rich and Famous? The
On
the
Netflix?
show that
Yeah.
her mom was on and her father.
Okay.
Now, if you watch that show, I watched just once, and I was a bit worried. And I think I even did a post that time. I was worried genuinely for Annie Idibia, because it seems like there's just a lot going within herself. And you see, this is why I say that before you even think about having
married,
children,
having
getting
kids.
children, you have to be intentional about knowing that you are actually mentally, emotionally stable enough to be able to raise children. Because you see, whatever we do, it rubs off, right? I don't know whether it was a script, but she had a lot of insecurities, and it came out on that show. So whatever you like, I mean, whether you choose to agree or not, some of these insecurities, right, that we possess as parents, it rubs off on our children.
I agree.
So as much as we can, that's what I'm just saying, that there are just a lot of things, right? Children, yes, some children are overweight, you understand, but it's also a function of a lot of things.
Exactly.
Do you understand? It's a function of a lot of things, so there has to be an intentionality.
Yeah.
Do you get? Because now, if your mind, your circle, you're comparing, because on my feed on social media, I don't see all these people that do all this bomb, because I know they follow. Do you understand? So intentionally, wait, I know Mary, you're trying to respond, but intentionally, right, I filter. So that's why I'm asking, where is this coming from?
Yeah.
We need to ask questions. We don't ask enough questions. Let's know where the root cause is coming from. Is it from home? Is it from the insecurities of her parents or her mom? Or is it coming from something that she truly believes that, yes, she has a body dysfunction? That's just I'm just asking questions.
I mean, Mary, you just go. I think you wanted to say something.
I don't even know where to start from, but yes, social media adds to it, yeah, but it's not uncommon. Like, I understand where you're coming from, that you would take in your parents' insecurities as well, but I remember being insecure about my body at this age, and I remember opening up to my mom about it, and she was like, where is it coming from? But you're fine. Like, the child just can't see herself as beautiful. Do you understand? And what she needs is support. Do you understand? Everyone now is talking about body dysmorphia because it's been a thing. It's now a thing. Everybody is speaking up about it. And it's not even just that everybody wants to have a slim waist and a big bum. It's actually deeper than that these days. Like, if you look into it, it's way deeper than that. And I don't know, it's a topic on its own.
It is,
and
actually.
It's a big thing. But people when you're in secondary school, from there you start forming. I grew up with my cousins. My cousins have, really flat tummy. I couldn't understand why I can't wear the same clothes that they're wearing. Do you understand? Because I'm supposed to dress to my body. At that age, like, it just didn't make any sense to me. Like, this, we're all together, we grew up together, do you get? They will travel, I want to wear their clothes and I can't wear their clothes and I look funny. I would feel some type of way.
Before we move forward, I wanted to quickly say something. Back in the day, this entire issue about, ladies, young women being aware of their body, I remember back in the day was anorexia. people were anorexic because they didn't want to get fat. And now in 2024, what is trending now, mostly around like Gen Zs and all, is mostly body dysmorphia. Oh, I'm too fat. Oh, I'm not shapy. And like Mary mentioned, and you also said it's based on what everybody is seeing now. Everybody is doing surgery or doing BBL. There's always a body, like somebody is doing something to their body, and then social media is allowing it so prominent that everyone is seeing it now. So I agree with you that if young or teenagers do not have proper, direction from the home, all these things that they see in the streets will definitely affect their decision, will affect their thinking, and will also affect how they perceive themselves. I feel like she should have been in therapy for a long time. Why? Because we already know the kind of things that's happening with her family or with her parents. So that's care should have been taken like intentionally. All of them should have actually had that, extra attention being focused on them, because I can imagine what she is going through regarding other things that she's even talking about this one now. It's a cry for help, and I think that her parents should do something about it, and other parents should focus on their teenagers. Teenagers don't really speak up, but the moment that they do, you obviously know that there's something wrong, and I don't want any parent to wait till it's late before you do something about it.
Okay, well said. I have a lot to say, but I will hold on to my
another
opinions.
day.
Quickly, Alera, your story.
So my story is man jailed 14 years for attempted sexual assault on minor. This news was reported by Punch newspaper. The Sexual Offense and Domestic Violence Court in Ikeja, Lagos State, proceeded over by Justice Raman Oshodi, has sentenced 54-year-old man Monday John to 14 years in prison for attempting to sexually assault a 13-year-old girl. The convict pled guilty to the charge brought against him by the Lagos State government and was sentenced accordingly. The reason why I brought up this conversation is this news is because in recent, not necessarily in recent times, but the rate at which people are assaulting teenagers now, it has been happening before, but now it's becoming more like, how can a 54-year-old man try to touch a 13-year-old girl?
This thing used to happen a lot.
Like,
when we
why?
were
But my
kids.
point is, why is it that by now?
No, the only reason we are hearing about
It's
it
because
now
of social media.
is because there's media to project it.
Yeah.
It used to happen. I remember even when I was a child. Now there was one stupid uncle that was every time he's always calling me. But the way my mother, even with her native intelligence, raised us, it was don't go to any angle. But if I had probably heeded to his call or whatever, it would be the same thing. Do you understand? There's a lot of pedophiles everywhere. Look at the story of what's it called? The story that is going around in the U.S. in Hollywood about the people, celebrities, and all of that. There's a lot of pedophilia in it. So it's a fetish. It's a big deal for a lot of these people. Like they derive pleasure in molesting children.
It's insane. Is it that by this time, sorry to interrupt you, is it that at this time now, there are no like sex offenders record? Because I think if they start to publicize it, probably in the newspaper or on TV, it might be, because it's getting,
I don't know how
too
far
much.
it will go. Trust
we can't
me.
let it happen to our children. It's becoming too much. If it happened to us, we shouldn't let it happen to our children. The government needs to do something about it specifically.
So I saw a story that was, for me, I thought is the most ridiculous thing at this time in Nigeria. Honestly, I don't even know what these people are thinking, but there's a precedence. The national anthem is the precedence. So it means that there's every likelihood that this will come through, will go through.
Yeah.
Now, there's a bill for creation of a new state for Southeast scales. That bill has scaled the first reading. It has moved on to the second reading. And this state will be carved out from Imo, I believe. There's Imo, there's, I think, Anambra. I'm trying to pull out the story. There's Imo, there's it's from the South East region. You know the part that is really upsetting me right now? And this is why I was really angry when I was talking about the labor thing, right? We're fighting wrongly.
Yeah.
Do you understand? Because the things that really is troubling us,
We're not talking
right?
about it.
We're not talking about it. Because if everything is okay, money would be secondary.
I agree.
So now let me read this story. It's the name of the state, the proposed name is Olu, right? That's the state. And it will be carved out from, oh my God. When I saw the when I saw the number of local governments that this state alone would have, so meaning that there will be local government representatives, meaning that there will be Senate, there will be National Assembly members, meaning that there will be a governor for that state, right? And we are complaining that we don't have money in this country. We are complaining and we are saying that state is our problem to now create a new state. Why can't I find these states where it will be carved out from? I think there's Imo, there's Anambra. I'm trying to find the third state. Yes, Imo, Abia, and Anambra states. It will be carved out from those 3 states. And then guess this thing. So it says, the bill also seeks to amend the 1999 Constitution by inserting a new paragraph which will include 28 local government areas. Namely, Olu also, they called all the names, right? And I'm wondering, why exactly are we doing this? We're already complaining that they should even shut down the National Assembly because it seems like there's really nothing happening. And let us channel that income that goes there to something a lot more productive. And you're not saying that you want to add another one.
Sometimes when this type of things come up, I wonder what they like. Do they think Nigerians are fools? Like,
we need to move on. But me, I just thought to mention it because national anthem did not take 2 days. This one now has entered second reading. Before you know anything, it will be in front of the president to assent. So Olu might just be a state coming. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Peter, are you sure we should not?
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking.
It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future.
Yesterday's conversation shaped today.
What are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
All right, thanks for staying with us. Now, in recent years, the economic landscape in Nigeria has undergone dramatic shifts, marked by rising inflation and a devaluing of the naira. Against this backdrop, the Nigerian Labour Congress has made a bold proposal, raising the minimum wage from 30,000 to 105,000. And this proposed hike aims to address the pressing issues of eroded purchasing power amongst Nigerian workers, ensuring that they can afford basic necessities and live with dignity. While the proposal promises to uplift many out of poverty and boost consumer spending, it also presents challenges that must be navigated to avoid unintended economic consequences. So today we're asking 150k minimum wage, 105. Right? 105k, sorry. It's 105, thank you. 105 minimum wage. Is it feasible? Is it sustainable? Is it enough? I will add my own. Is it enough? Now, all right, ladies. I mean, let me hear your thoughts. Have you done any recent interview to hire anybody?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
And it's
when you get to the point of remuneration, what is always the conversation around?
And these are like NYSC graduates, right? They don't have work experience. They went to school, they've served. They usually ask for nothing less than 150,000 naira. That's what they normally ask for, and it's because it's an entry-level role. So speaking of, my own question is that, first of all, the people that they were giving 30,000 naira before, how were they coping? So now that you want to increase it to 105, what is the reason for increasing it in the first place? And like, if you're increasing it and it's not going to better their living, why did you stop at 105? Then even now, we're not even still sure that it is 105. There's so much happening in the economy right now that we are worried about these people as to how else would they be able to survive. Then employers like us, that we are startup, we don't have funding, we are basically building a business so that we can also survive. Then you have maybe a cleaner who probably didn't go to school, that on a good day, you maybe regularly will pay them 50K or 60K or even 80K. Minimum wage is 30K, but you pay them like 80K. And the people that probably have been able to, okay, they fought their way through, they went to school, they served, they even have experience, they're still not even earning that money. Then now, what is even making matters worse is that a basket of tomato and pepper is now almost, if in a month, you would have spent that money in 1 week. That's for the people that are...
What is 1 week?
No, I'm just saying, that depends on who. Maybe if you don't have a family now, like maybe you're managing yourself, you're just, managing. But imagine that the ones that have kids, they have wives, even transportation right now. I mean, there was a time, I've been driving for years, and there was a time I had to go somewhere. I was trying to book an Uber, and sometimes you're trying to book a ride in the whole area. None of the hailing services was coming through. I said, okay, now make a rough one. I used to enter bus before. I entered bus, let's say from Yaba to Ikeja. Before, it was 100 naira. When I gave the guy 1,000, he gave me change. I said, where is the remaining change? They're laughing at me.
1,000?
Yes, I know that you should give me change.
Hold that thought. I think we have somebody on the line. Thank you for joining us this evening.
Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes, I'd like to contribute to the topic you are discussing.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. The question is not about the amount for me. What I think is that if the government can put price control in place, if there's price control in place, and then they are realistic with the amount they are going to give. One of the senators said that they should start looking at the price, the amount they want to pay from the price of a bag of rice, which is 75,000. Even at that, I just felt that, okay, somebody from amongst them is saying something. If we look at the cost of living now, the value of the money, it is not there. Even if we say they are going to pay people 200,000, let's just say 200,000.
Absolutely.
And there is no price control. I tell you, after 1 year, if people jubilate now that the federal government approved 200,000 minimum wage, definitely some people will jubilate. And then there is no price control. The prices keep skyrocketing the way it's going. Everybody is doing what they like, no price control anywhere.
Thank you.
Remember that if they increase this price, market women will increase their own because it's a cycle.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Princess. So, okay, I think she has even helped me. Because this was my argument when I had this conversation with Mercy on Monday. I think that's why I've been calling you Mercy. We were fighting head to head. And I'm saying to her that the issue is not the money. Do you understand what I'm saying? The issue is that we have a very weak economy. The economy is not productive. And for us to be able to move ourselves from this problem, because right now, honestly speaking, if you increase that minimum wage to 500,000 naira per month, it might still not be enough in some areas. Let's say this 105,000 might be working for people that are living maybe up north, in the village, in the rural, communities and all that, remote areas. If you are living in urban Lagos, what can 500,000 naira do for you in a month? Right? Literally. Because there's a lot, like she rightly said, as these things are increasing, the cost of electricity has gone up, the cost of fuel has gone up. And don't forget that we spend, okay, I fill my tank with 50,000 naira. I spend half of that 50,000 naira in traffic. Right? There's a lot of things that needs to be addressed. not just in the figure of the money alone. Governors that have not been able to pay 30,000 naira minimum wage. It's the same governors you are asking to come and pay 105,000 naira minimum wage.
Wow.
First of all, even if they try to pay it the first month, how sustainable is it?
Exactly.
But let me hear Mary's thoughts. 105k, do you think is a good start? Do you think it is feasible? Do you think it's sustainable?
Damn, Nigeria again. Okay. I think it's not feasible because, like we said, when it was 30k, the governors were not able to pay it. How then are we going to be able to pay 105,000 naira to as minimum wage? When you have NYSC coppers, like you said, who have no experience and they coming and that's actually what they start out with. So if you're saying that's minimum wage now, somebody who has gone to school, who has gone to university, who has, you know, come out with a good degree, should now come out and start from there. Small businesses that are managing, look at the cost of electricity. They are not, businesses are shutting down, companies are leaving the country to say, you know what, we can't deal again because of the, you know, expenses.
Even big
we
countries.
Can't,
we saw the
big,
post
yeah,
that
big companies are leaving.
Companies that had invested $100 million.
They've left. So
And they're not the first, they won't be the last,
how are we going to sustain that? How are these people going to be able to provide for basic amenities? They'll do it the first week, which is you get money that is higher than what you usually earn. You will be excited, but then your taste is also going to increase. If before, like you said, you were managing the tomato, a basket of tomato, or however it is, because you're just feeling like, oh, okay, you know what, I can up it a bit. By the third month, you can't sustain the lifestyle. And we're back to square one.
So I saw a report earlier today that the Punch had published about the president, that he says President Tinubu may suspend import duties on food and drugs. And I now thought, okay, now this is the kind of conversation I want to be having. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for me, a decent thinking government would understand that we have to tackle the problem from the roots. What is causing the food inflation to happen? There's insecurity up north. People are not able to go into their farms. People are not, so the little things that they are able, so somebody was telling me that in Benue, that the friend had a farmland that had a lot of yams. The person cannot go and pick their yams. They told the person you have to hire mopo, hire soldiers and all of those things. All those things will come at a cost. In the end, if the guy is able to do it, guess what will happen? You that is the end user, you end up, paying like 5 times the amount of what that meal was supposed to cost. Do you get what I'm saying? I went to a restaurant today. I wanted to just say, okay, let me spot, but I've not been to a restaurant for a long while because I have food in my house. But I went to the restaurant. I said, let me buy food. The bill, it was scary. This is the bill that you would have used to feed like 5 people before. So I was saying that when I saw that post of the president saying that they may suspend, it should not be a may. They should suspend it. Then even for people that are manufacturers, like agricultural, equipment and all of those things, that will cost an arm and a leg to clear. These are the things that you, as a serious government, should say, you know what, import duties should be completely removed from those things that would help us be productive. I suppose just because now, if you put the import duties on luxury items, it's understandable. What we are facing right now is that food, drugs, they are really expensive. Do you understand? Basic things that will keep us, that will make us survive. Those are the things that are expensive. So a government that understands the issues would say, you know what, let us tackle it from there. You know, but let's take a break. When we come back from that break, we'll open our phone lines more to hear your thoughts on this 105k minimum wage. Do you think it's feasible or sustainable? Then I also hear from the ladies. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges.
With the growing youth population and very little engagement.
That is a ticking time bomb.
We're blessed people with a diverse culture who have a lot to say.
And yes, we are talking.
It is important we drive conversations that informs, inspires, and influences thoughts and actions.
If we say there is beauty in diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture.
We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation.
As we are the hope for the future,
Yesterday's conversation shaped today.
what are you saying to shape your tomorrow?
We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
All right, thanks for staying with us. If you just tuned in, 105k minimum wage. We're asking, is it feasible and sustainable? Now, please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-8038-4663. You can also call us on 07025007749. That's the number to call. Remember to turn off the volume of whatever device it is that you're listening in from. Now, again, ladies, I want us to break down our daily spend. I just want to have an idea. Why is Mary already say, oh, I tried to open my bomb on national TV, you know? But I just want us to break it down. Or maybe we're the wrong people to actually analyze. We're the wrong people to analyze.
Because we're not any minimum wage.
We're not any minimum wage. Second of all, I can't explain to you logically how I survive every month. That's just the truth.
Truthfully.
Like today, I tried to buy food. I heard Nibs was down today. I tried to buy food twice. The first app, Burger King, 12,800. My money is hanging. I don't know where it is. I've sent Paystack email. They've responded, but my money is still there. I tried another app, another 8,300. I'm still hungry. This is 3 o'clock. I've not eaten. The money is hanging. They've not gotten it. I say, what's the meaning of this? It's bad enough that I'm spending almost 10K, more than 10K every day on food. Now, today, I'm hungry. I want to eat. You know what they say about hungry people? I was angry, but I was just sitting down there. I said, well, there's nothing I can do. Either I just step outside of the office and use POS, or I send the girl to go to the mama puts that we go with my little money and be okay. Because what's the meaning of that?
But wait, when you say
I
mama put little money, how much is that mama put
even
little
the
money?
mama put
It's like 2K minimum.
Yes.
No, like
I buy, so
2K.
there's the meal I love to buy a lot, because that's my favorite meal, like roasted plantain and roasted yam and fish. It's 4,000 naira.
Now.
See, I started asking myself, I said, is it not better I go to fine dining? Let me know that I'm spending my money. That's what
Even the fine dining right now, bro.
But I would rather actually know that I'm spending
You're paying for
fine
AC
dining.
and...
Like, I don't understand how I will go to foodies. I'm spending 15K.
On a meal.
On a meal. I don't understand. Like, it's confusing. I cannot explain it. But I have to eat. As in, I don't complain again. Okay, this is the price. I cannot afford it. Okay, if I cannot afford it, please, let's be going. We'll eat food at home. Because, I mean, it's ridiculous.
And
it's actually ridiculous.
You know the funny thing again is that aside from food, I want to just take our attention to the people that have illnesses and they have to buy medication.
God, I'm grateful.
I have a very close... my best friend, if she was buying a particular medication for 5,000, now it's like 20,000 or 30,000. And this is a medication that you have to take on a daily basis. So imagine people that are actually living with illnesses that they don't have a choice but to take medications to survive. It has gone up more than ×5. So you're thinking of...
me to be so grateful.
Honestly, like being sick in this period, and see, like...
You know, I went to the pharmacy.
Risk it.
Because there are some monthly supplements that I buy. I've been delivered from drug abuse.
Okay.
Just by the price.
Yeah.
You know, because the cost of those supplements, you know, and all of that, just to at least to augment for the food that I'm not eating. You know, for my skin, for my hair, for my nails,
You know, when Charlie Poppy sang this, it was not even this bad.
What did he say?
Lifestyle cause, now you know, no. Is that not what he sang? We were not even this bad as when he sang it. But then, like, it's honestly, it's
so. But let's look at the
ridiculous.
benefits, though, because
What's the
again,
benefits?
no, the benefits of this 105. But even if, but this 105, we are the ones just talking.
I can't see any benefit
because the one that I know that is in front of the what's it called? The one that is been going around was 65,000.
Yeah.
But let us assume that this 105 might be what they might eventually approve.
Ooh, can you pay 105?
How much are you making?
As in, can you pay 105?
Because even businesses, small businesses, are not making as much money anymore. Because the money that used to go around before is not going around. You heard one now. Big organizations, multinationals are shutting down in Nigeria. So what's going to happen to those people that are shutting down? Like the people that, like, the company has closed, so the entire maybe 1,000 employees are left without jobs. Where are they going to start from?
Let's check the benefits. It says improved living standards, economic stimulus,
How?
social stability.
How?
No, because I don't know.
None of those things are true.
Why? Why do you
Social stability. Economic what?
Economic stimulus. It will stimulate the economy.
How? The truth of the matter is that
are they going to pay it consistently?
When I was a salary earner, you know, when you're earning a specific amount and then they increase your salary and you're excited, when the money hits your account eventually, when the reality set and you start earning that new money, the responsibility, it will look as if those responsibilities were not there. They were waiting for you. How I am able to manage the money that I use in taking care of my family right now, I don't know. Because when the money comes, I'm like, Jesus, how do I, the next 30 days, how do I ensure that I'm able to do business to get this? So people are working harder. People are doing extra. Nobody has one job in Nigeria. And if you have one job, I don't even know what to say, but I know that most people I know, they have either one or two hustles. And it's because even their main job it doesn't do anything. So for this one that they're announcing, it's still not going to do a lot. It's not.
Can I go somewhere?
Please do. Please.
So is this also the reason why we're seeing a very high rate of, what's it called? Promiscuity and sugar daddy in Nigeria?
That thing you're saying, Shebi now, the conversation, I think for the past 2 weeks now, the conversation has now been, women are tired. Women are not trying to do independent woman anymore. We're not telling you that, come and take care of us. Because at the end of the day, if you check any male and female dynamic, Shebi you want to marry, no problem. Let me just be doing the one that you say. Shebi you want to keep us in the kitchen. Let me just be chilling. Go and do the work and give me the money. The entitlement that women... But the truth now is that whether male or whether female, you don't touch, it's touching everybody. So now you have to double your hustle, or you think of another way to make money, which, if it's the promiscuity that is some people's own way, one day the story will reach. But what's important now is that the government needs to do something about this. If the entire government body is trying to make this type of decision, who are the different entities that are being involved? Government will make a decision. There's the private sector guys that are actually also going to suffer the brunt. There's also the labor union that is also fighting for the minimum wage. So are these people actually coming together to sit down and have this conversation?
So, but if we were to propose something meaningful for labor and the federal government, you know, in terms of like a solution, because I'm tired of like ranting.
Yeah.
Today I'm very chill because I don't even have any details.
You were not chill, you were
no,
your voice.
You were pumped up.
No, I want to go and sleep. No, I'm very chill. You didn't see me on Monday. That's why I'm very chill. But I'm just thinking, if we were to propose a solution to the government, right, what would those solutions look like? What would it be? What would we be saying to the government to say, okay, these are the things that we should look out for? Because again, some have argued that if you look at our budget in Nigeria, it will tell you, I think even Messi even mentioned it on Monday, it will tell you the direction of where the priorities are, right? Recurrent expenditures as opposed capital expenditures, right? So now, if we understand that the system is bloated, and that's why I am kind of like upset with the idea of an all-loose state coming to light.
Is that our problem?
You know why? I have even argued that some of these states are so unproductive, they actually need to be absorbed by the productive states. Do you understand what I'm saying? If we reduce the cost of governance, if we reduce the cost of some of these recurring expenditures, we would definitely see the light. And I mean, let them also apply a bit of transparency and accountability in how the funds are then channeled to other parts, right? Right now, there are some states that are not productive. They are just there, collecting allocations every month, going to Abuja cap in hand. If those states are not productive, can we just neutralize the states and let them be absorbed by states that have something to offer? Since you are not even paying attention to maybe kind of the things that you can generate as an internally generated revenue, stream.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If we want to propose something to the government, right, how can we, what are the things that we'll be looking out for in terms of productivity that would help us to earn better, you know, and then probably maybe make this 105k minimum wage a reality and make it sustainable?
I think for me, there are two things I will talk about. Number one is actually the cost of food and security. Those are the two things I think, if they focus on how to get, like you said, if in the places where the farmers actually have more production of food are actually secure, and we can get distribution of food everywhere across Nigeria at the rate that it's supposed to, because we are producing at the rate that it's supposed to be, then we go have good security in the sense that everybody, the states are secure, the citizens in all the states are secure. Then if you now want to increase the minimum wage, we'll know that it is going to be beneficial in the sense that if I'm taking my 30k, maybe out of the, let's assume there's 100,000 naira now that is going to be approved. If I take 30k out of that 100,000 to say I want to take for food, it will be okay that I can now say the rest of the change, I'm using it for other things, maybe to improve my life, pay my children's school fees and all. But the two most important things I think the government needs to focus on is food and security.
How about you, Mary?
Electricity and petrol. I mean, I think that's a huge factor in everything, because the price of electricity has gone up now. A lot of businesses are suffering, individuals are suffering. You know, we can't meet up to the price. You wake up one morning, there's queue at the filling stations, and you're just wondering, not again. So now, basically, we have to leave on, once your tank is half,
go and refill.
Do you understand? And how do you plan with that? How do you budget with that? If before you had said, okay, you know what, a full tank is going to take me this week, 1 week. There's no any money you get. You're basically now trying to say, let me inject it into something. Let me buy, if I can buy light now, because I know, you know, maybe my money is soon going to finish. I mean, if we can attack those two things, I don't know why the subsidy was removed. There was news the other day saying that we're still paying the subsidy. So, I mean, it seems like they're not coming clean with us on the whole subsidy matter.
The president has assured Nigerians that the subsidy is truly gone. But we've argued this question around the landing cost of petrol. So yesterday, Uti took a story that the IOCs are refusing to sell to Dangote. Dangote actually had an interview with CNN saying that the international organization, for the International Organization for Crude, right, they're refusing to sell crude oil to him. He has a refinery that he has built. Now, he does not have crude to refine. That they would rather export those crude to, international markets where they can earn forex. Now, you see that the problem that we have is really deep-seated. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was never about those, even to now, it then begs the question that, were our refineries truly comatose? Because I remember growing up in Kaduna, there's a refinery in Kaduna, there's a refinery in Port Harcourt, there's a refinery in Warri, and they were all functioning
very well.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So is it a function that it was intentional that I would rather go and sell this crude and export finished product? Because he was arguing in that statement that a lot of us Nigerians, we like finished products. We will see a made in Nigerian product, we will shun it, and we'll then go for the expensive luxurious brands. We're not ready, you know. So for me, I agree with both of you that yes, electricity is a big issue. My electricity in my house, they doubled the price. It was like maybe 100% increment. So fuel, the same thing. We woke up to fuel one day. In fact, when I just came back, I actually thought they had increased the fuel to, because based on the news I was hearing, a fuel station around my house was selling at 870, and I bought it. Only for me to find out that some fuel stations are still selling at 620. Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? I bought it because I was panicked. I didn't know. Now, You talked about security for farms, right? If we really want to solve the problem, I also mentioned tax holidays for people that are bringing in things that want to better the country, like infrastructure. So people that are into manufacturing and processing of food. We need to be intentional because it's not like we lack arable lands. We don't lack anything that will help us to feed ourselves and be sustained within Nigeria. We lack nothing. What we lack is the willpower and the capacity for these people to see that at some point we have to stop these corrupt practices and just do what needs to be done. I mean, Princess that called said a bag of rice is 75,000 naira. I never see them because now 85,000 when I bought the last time was 85,000 naira I bought. So that's what I'm saying, that there's just a lot of factors. Bag of rice that was 15K. You know. So let's not even go there because that's back in the day. We're not even because if you do that, you're going to give yourself a headache. So the point I'm trying to make is, if the government is really serious about changing this narrative, then we need to see steps. First of all, when you are buying cars for your, if it's a must that you must buy cars for your representatives and all of that, why don't we start to patronize? There's a guy called Nord Motors. There is Innocent Motors. There's still Peugeot, right? There's the GSC, they have an assembly plant in Nigeria. There are options now that can keep the money within the economy, within the system. But you rather go and buy do you know how much a Lexus costs? And those things are custom made, don't forget. They are bulletproof. So it's not even the regular Lexus price that you and I are aware of, right? Then you have over-bloated systems. You have to curb it. There is no way we can continue to sustain ourselves with this system. It is too heavy for any government. So that's why the president is even dragging governors to court, you understand? Because now they are seeing that where it matters the most, which is the local government, governors must really, really be intentional about giving them autonomy so that they can control the wealth. But even at that, how many of our local government chairmen are we calling to order? Nigerians must wake up. Nigerians must educate themselves. You shouldn't be falling to these tricks of all this shouting solidarity forever. No. The issues are deeper than solidarity forever. The issue is that we need to be intentional about ensuring that we become productive. There's too much redundancy within our system, right? All these issues of governors going every month to Abuja cap in hand for federal allocation, that should be scrapped. If your state cannot generate internally, like an IGR within your state, then your state is not worthy to be called a state. A bigger state should absorb it. Right. Let us just like kind of be, there's a lot that can happen, but we need the willpower from our leaders to say, you know what, anything that you are not generating right now, just let's stop it.
End it, kill it.
Kill it. You know? Let's take comments. I'm tired of talking, Seth. Go ahead, Alero.
Okay, one moment. Okay, so good evening, my dear beautiful sisters of What Are You Saying? #ways. Is 105,000 naira minimum wage feasible and sustainable? The answer is capital no. That amount may look big somehow, but it is still not enough. A man and his wife and children may not be comfortable with that because of so many responsibilities. My dear beautiful sister Mary said that I may go at a reasonable way, and then it will take you back to square one. This I agree wholeheartedly. For crying out loud, with this present economy, 105,000 naira cannot go anywhere. My dear sister Mary, I agree with you. It is ridiculous to buy a meal for 15,000 naira. I will not do it personally. Wow, my beautiful sister Leroboy is in the house. Hi, we miss you too. Thank you, Daniel Elo. Well, truthfully, the way, it's food that is my major problem.
Honestly.
Why? Because you have to eat to survive.
Honestly.
See, you know this world there, with the madness going on outside, when you see food like this, it looks as if, maybe that's the reward for even living, for being alive. No, but to be honest, because food basically helps you, first of all, it sustains you, gives you energy, and it gives you peace. Like, I don't know if food makes you happy. So imagine now that the thing that you're probably using to comfort yourself now is now too expensive. And then it's also for survival. If honestly...
Did you hear that bag of Gary is 80,000 naira?
See,
It's okay. It's okay.
Gari was meant to be a poor man's food.
No.
Do you understand? So it is luxury now when you see somebody soaking Gari and granite.
How long?
Because a bottle of granite is like 2,000. In some places, it's like 2,500. Some places, like 3K. So when you see somebody soaking Gari and granite, it's no longer luxury. Gari and granite is now it's no longer a poor man's food. It is now luxury food. It's just sad. But hey, we'll keep on talking. We cannot stop talking. We'll continue to talk. But for me, I'm just saying to the government, right? Even at this 105,000 naira proposed minimum wage is not enough. The only way this 105,000 proposed minimum wage can be sustainable is if we have a healthier economy, right? I don't have to spend all my money just buying food and transporting myself. So now things like intentional rail structures, intentional mass transit, intentional cheap, housing, you know, those are the things that eats our money.
Fix the roads.
Fix the roads, right? Better housing, better transportation, better infrastructure, electricity, you know, security. Those are the things that we should ask for. Then no matter how much you give us at that point, it can be sustainable, because guess what? We're not spending our money to do all those other things.
Remember people that are serving, like, after legs, quickly, when you're doing your NYC now, they post you to like a remote area. People always prefer to go to a remote area because the 19,000 that they are paying you, you cook food well.
Did I say this food matter, they pay you?
No, I'm not a foodie, but it's...
I am a foodie.
Like, it's painful.
It is upsetting. How much is my salary? Why am I
painful.
spending 10K every day? As in, and putting 10K as the base. So, like, come on.
It is well. Thank you, ladies. Alero and Mary. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you missed our quote for today, here it is again. Nobody should work full-time and still live in poverty. It's time to raise the minimum wage. This was from Elizabeth Warren. This is now economy. Maybe say that they think about their people. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to you. This would matter.